Despite some naysayers' negative commentary, the current conditional ceasefire with Iran is not evidence of drift or indecision by the Trump administration. It is a deliberate operational pause that creates space for asymmetric advantage. It is, in fact, far closer to classical warfighting logic than many of Trump's critics are prepared to acknowledge. If we are to evaluate this campaign properly, we should begin with first principles. War is not a sequence of continuous strikes. It is a contest of will, capacity, and timing. As military theorist Karl von Clausewitz reminds us, war is the continuation of politics by other means. That includes pauses, pressure, and the manipulation of time itself. The 2-week ceasefire achieves several things simultaneously. It allows the United States and its partners to consolidate gains. Ammunition stocks can be replenished, platforms can be maintained, intelligence can be reassessed. Lessons from the initial phase of operations can be integrated into the next cycle. This is not a marginal benefit. It is the difference between tactical success and sustained operational effectiveness. Armies that fail to pause, reset, and learn degrade quickly. Those that do maintain tempo over time. Second, the ceasefire places strain on the Iranian regime at precisely the moment of maximum internal friction. There are credible indications of a growing divide between the clerical leadership and elements of the IRGC. If that fracture exists, time is not neutral, it is a weapon. A pause in external pressure can accelerate internal instability by forcing actors to reassess risk, loyalty, and survival. If there is uncertainty inside Tehran, the worst thing for the regime is clarity. The ceasefire denies them that clarity. Third, it shifts the burden onto regional actors. The Gulf states, particularly the Emirates, have thus far remained cautious. That caution is understandable, but it is not strategically sustainable. A temporary cessation of hostilities forces them to confront the underlying reality. Iran is not a distant problem. It is an immediate and proximate threat. The ceasefire creates political space for recalibration in those capitals. It is here that frustration is justified. The lack of firm commitment from the Emirates is puzzling. The strategic alignment is obvious. The threat vector is direct, and yet hesitation persists. That is a regional failure of political will, not a failure of American command. The comparison to earlier U.S. campaigns is instructive. The 1991 Gulf War, led by George H.W. Bush, remains the benchmark for clarity of objectives and coalition cohesion. Since then, American war leadership has often struggled to align political ends with military means. Trump's approach, while stylistically disruptive, is not materially worse. In some respects, it is more coherent. He applies pressure, pauses, recalibrates, and preserves freedom of action. That is not confusion, it is control. And in war, control of time is often the clearest sign of control of the fight.